Broly versus Jiren. This is a topic that's been debated even before the movie came out. Originally, in my video, my very first video, I said that Broly should be stronger than Jiren. However, I am now retracting that statement because I was basing it solely off of that paragraph in Psycho Jump. My new stance in the issue is that, from what we can gather, it's essentially a tie. I've actually heard a lot of notable power scalers say that Jiren is stronger, but I disagree, and in this video, I want to clarify why. When Goku first fights Jiren, he can't even touch him in Kaioken times 20. During their second fight, when he's in Super Saiyan Blue, after almost knocking him off the stage, Jiren powers up. This prompts Belmod to say, "I sense a rise in Jiren. I haven't seen Jiren like this in quite a long time." Goku then powers up and charges Jiren. Their fists collide, and Goku starts to dodge Jiren's hits. Jiren's dodging his. He's actually doing pretty good, way better than he was doing when he was at Kaioken times 20. Obviously, Jiren got the upper hand, but it's evident that Goku got a bare minimum 20 times increase, seeing as how when he was Kaioken times 20 the first time, he could do nothing, but yet here he is in his blue form, and he's keeping up the pace with Jiren. Beerus even backs this by appearing more hopeful when Goku uses Kaioken times 20 a second time against Jiren. Goku and Vegeta combined are able to push Jiren to use his full power. Jiren tells Vegeta that his punch was good, and he can see why he was able to defeat Toppo. And actually, I noticed that even though Jiren was at full power, and he definitely had the upper hand, he still had to block everything that Goku and Vegeta were throwing at him. Now, when Jiren breaks his limits, I would most definitely argue that he surpasses Beerus. Based on all the lore surrounding him, we said that there is a mortal a god of destruction cannot defeat, and that god of destruction is stronger than Lord Beerus. And even after that, in the Tournament of Power, when Jiren stops Goku's Spirit Bomb, Whis says the same thing. He says, "There is a mortal a god of destruction cannot defeat. It appears the rumor is true." And even before that, he mentions how Jiren is far from his full power. So I want to bring this up because, I used to think that suppressed Jiren is what was stronger than a god of destruction, or on par. But Whis also adds the line that he's far from his full power, so it's most likely that Whis is, speculating, okay, he's got a lot more than that. That's why he says perhaps he surpassed it. Perhaps he surpassed the level of the god of destruction. But finishing off my original point, all of this was said before Jiren broke his limits. So we can assume that his full power is what's above Beerus. Now let's move on to Broly. In his base Ozaru form, he was able to fight neck and neck with Super Saiyan Blue Goku. Now I will say that Goku had a slight advantage, but he was struggling to maintain it. So they were roughly around the same power. Broly then becomes a Super Saiyan, and Vegeta has to jump in to help, but nothing they're doing is working. They try hitting him. It's not phasing him at all. Really, the whole time they're just running away from him. They tried doing the Kamehameha Gallic Gun combination blast, but he just runs right through it. So he's far above them in power. Broly unlocks his full power form after fighting Super Saiyan Gogeta. Gogeta punches him in the face while he's in this form, and it literally does nothing. And Gogeta, I don't want to say he was forced to, but he went straight into Super Saiyan Blue. At the end of the movie, Goku tells Broly that he's probably stronger than Lord Beerus. Now, here's the part of the video where I want to kind of go through the arguments as to why Jiren's stronger than Broly. And I want to start here with this comment. So some of the power scalers I follow state that Goku says Broly might be stronger than Beerus or is possibly stronger than Beerus, and this is based off of the spoilers. And if you look here, you know, a synonym for possibly is perhaps, maybe, or might. So they're saying that, but, you know, I saw the movie and Goku said probably. Now, you don't see probably here as a synonym. So let's look at the definition for probably. So we have almost certainly, as far as one knows or can tell. Now for the synonyms, in all likelihood, in all probability, as likely as not, very likely, most likely, as like as not. 10 to 1. The chances are, doubtless, no doubt. So, as you can see here, the overwhelming gist of this definition is that probably means most likely. Now, we do see possibly and perhaps on the list of synonyms, but if you go back to possibly, we also see that very likely is a synonym for that. So my guess is that's why they even put possibly on this list, because it's referencing very likely, and as you can see here, very likely is also under probably. So might, possibly, they are not the same thing as probably. Now, I did see the movie English dubbed, which is where I heard Goku say probably. In the sub, he might not have said probably. He could have said might. He could have said maybe. But at the same time, though, based on how Broly performed against Goku and Vegeta, I would still argue that he is above Beerus. And I'm going to get into that right now. So I mentioned how Goku must have received a bare minimum 20 times increase based on the fact that he pushed Jiren to use more power only as a Super Saiyan Blue. Well, this plays a key role into my next point, which is if Goku can get that much of an increase within the span of a few minutes during a battle, I have no doubt in my mind that by the time we get to the Broly movie, however long time had passed, that he also received a 20 times increase based on Zenkai and the fact that he's been training with Vegeta. And it could be much higher, but I'm just saying 20 times because if he can get a 20 times increase during the tournament, you know, during that short amount of time, you know, minutes, then it makes logical sense that he should be able to get that, if not more, with a longer period of time after Zenkai, and especially with training. Heck, even on Namek, right before he fought Frieza, when he comes out of the rejuvenation tank, he literally got an over 30 times increase. So, it wouldn't be the first time. People have also said, oh, well, Jiren fought off Kaioken times 20 and Vegeta in his blue evolution form. Broly only fought off against just their Super Saiyan blue forms. They didn't even use them. Well, going back to what I said, if Goku got a 20 times increase, then that his blue form would be the equivalent to his Kaioken times 20 form. Same with Vegeta because of that statement saying that they were equal in power. Now, I did another video saying that Vegeta's form should be stronger. But honestly, I don't think it's that much stronger. But point being, if they're 20 times stronger, then their blue forms are equivalent to how they were fighting against Jiren. So take a look at this. So let's say when Goku is Kaioken times 20 the first time he fought Jiren, let's put him at 50. Now this is power scaling, these aren't power levels. So we're going to put him at 50. When he fights Jiren the second time, now his blue form's at 50. So we're going to multiply that times 20 for Kaioken times 20. Now he's at 1,000. So in the movie, if he got a 20 times increase, which would make sense, then his blue form would be at 1,000, which is what it was as Kaioken times 20 against Jiren. So now let's do a quick hypothetical. What if Goku used Kaioken times 20 against Broly in the movie? Well, 1,000 times 20 is 20,000. Now, how does Broly fare against this? Well, let's find out. I'm putting Broly at 990 because, like I said before, they were pretty close in power, but Goku, for what it seemed, had a slight advantage. If we multiply that by 50 for the Super Saiyan transformation, we get 49,500. So Broly would still be more than twice as powerful as Goku and Vegeta, even if they did use Kaioken times 20 and the blue evolution form respectively. My penultimate point is that, like Jiren full power, Broly in his Super Saiyan form should be stronger than Beerus. And I'm basing this off the fact that Jiren, even though he was at full power, he literally had to block everything Goku and Vegeta were throwing at him. Punches, blasts, etc. Whereas Broly, he tanked everything and wasn't phased at all. He just went straight through it. In fact, Goku and Vegeta were avoiding him. They were like flying away from him in their blue forms the entire time. The last thing I want to address is the quote by Nagamine where he says, "Goku is already pretty close to being a god, and Vegeta is desperately trying to catch up." The power scalers I follow have been using this as an argument for Jiren, but in all honesty, I think this helps Broly's case. And I say this because if you think about it, he's not saying Ultra Instinct Goku, Mastered Ultra Instinct is pretty close to being a god. No, we've established that that's above the gods. I mean, they all stood up when he went to that transformation, and with the lore of Jiren being that his full power is above Beerus, etc., and then Mastered Ultra Instinct being above that, making Jiren break his limits, then this statement is either referring to Goku in just his blue form or Goku in his Kaioken form. But I showed you earlier that even if Goku did use Kaioken times 20, that still wasn't enough to beat even Broly's Super Saiyan form. Broly should be stronger than Beerus in Super Saiyan. Anywho, that's it for this video. It all comes down to how much stronger Jiren got from surpassing his limits and what the multiplier is for Broly in his full power form. Jiren went from not being able to keep up with Mastered UI Goku to being able to land hits on him, and Broly went from getting bullied by Super Saiyan Gogeta to tanking a punch directly in the face from him, not being phased, and getting the upper hand, which prompted Gogeta to go into his blue form. So, thank you for watching. Oh, and one more thing. Frieza fighting Broly for an hour was just a gag scene. It was a gag. Take it with a grain of salt. Don't take it seriously. Frieza was clearly no match for Broly. Anywho, talk to y'all next time.